Checkboxes can be used either in a group or individually, like this one that asks the user to accept the terms and conditions. Checkbox groups require special handling, so I'll deal with them in a separate video. In this lesson, I'll show how to handle a single checkbox that you want to treat as a required field. So let's take a look at it. The name of the checkbox is terms, and if you don't set an explicit value for a single checkbox, it defaults to on when the checkbox is selected. So I think it's a good idea to have an explicit value, so I'll call it agreed. Now, so that this checkbox can be processed by the script in mail process PHP, you need to add it to both the expected and the required arrays. So add terms to that one and terms to the required array. If the form is submitted without the checkbox being selected, it's not included in the post array, so you need to have special handling for it. So what we need to do is we need to check if post terms has been set. So if is set post terms. Actually, although we need to check whether it's been set, we need to make this negative. So if it hasn't been set, what we're going to do is to create the variable post terms and set its value to an empty string, and then add an item to the errors array so that we know that there's a problem. So errors terms equals true. Now, why have we got that syntax error? I see, because I've missed out the closing square bracket there. So even if the checkbox hasn't been selected, the mail processing script will be able to handle it, but it will be added to the errors array, so it will prevent the mail from being sent until the checkbox is selected. So now we need to go back down to the HTML part, and we need to handle both scenarios. One scenario is that the checkbox has been selected, but there are other problems, so you need to show that it has been selected. The other scenario is that it's not been selected, so you need to show an error message. Let's deal with the first scenario first. This will be selecting the checkbox if there are other errors. So the condition is if post and terms echo checked. Terms comes from the mail processing script, which converts the post array into new variables based on the array element key. So post terms becomes simply terms. And the other conditional statement needs to go inside the label. We'll add a span in there. First we'll make the conditional statement. So the condition will be if post and is set errors terms. And we'll have a span. Set its class to warning, and please signify acceptance. And then we'll close that conditional block with another curly brace. So let's save that and test it. So if I select the terms and conditions and submit with other errors. It's still selected, but we've got those other error messages. Now if I deselect it and submit it again, this time I get the error message telling me that I need to select this checkbox. So that's how to deal with a single checkbox that you want to make a required field.